This is the Cafe Racer Podcast, episode 134. I'm Crash, and Steve is MIA. What a douche. All right, so I am joined today by the lovely and talented Cory and Laurie from Engine and Frame in Punch City, or Richmond, Virginia.
Fist City.
Punch City.
Fist City, that's it. It's way less sexual if you say Punch City, but Fist City, yeah, that's right. That's the word I was thinking.
I don't know. Punch could be pretty sexual.
Yeah.
Fist City. I'm in the finest city. You're in the fistest city.
Where you at, San Diego?
I am in San Diego, and they do it like their silly little like city motto is America's finest city.
Oh, finest.
That's a bold statement.
It
Really?
is a bold statement. I'm not sure if I agree, but it's not bad.
You've been there. You like it, right?
Yeah,
Weather,
most of the time. Yeah, the weather's phenomenal. It's let's see.
Tacos are good.
Yeah, it's 65 degrees out today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we hit the 45 mark today
I saw 47.
in the sun. Sunshine.
Yeah, so I a lot of the listeners know I'm from Virginia. You guys know that I'm actually from Chesapeake, just an hour and a half or so away from you guys.
Yep.
So let's see, where do we get started? We've talked to you guys before. We met at Columbus in 2017 at AIM. Yeah.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Longer ago.
Was it? It was 17, right?
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Last year.
Yeah, we're gonna rely on the memory of Laurie for that one. 2018 was a shit show of a year, so I'm just gonna move on into the next one. So you guys run Engine and Frame. So what's Engine and Frame?
So, a Harley shop, and basically I work on Harleys, but we also have a community garage for people to work on their own motorcycles. We offer the lift and tools for a fee, basically. And
All right.
in a nutshell.
Yeah. So that seems to be catching on around the country in, really cool ways. Sadly, the one here in San Diego has gone, away.
Right.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
It's a hard business for sure. You can't expect to make money. You got to do it for the people.
Yeah.
And I don't think that if I didn't work on bikes, it wouldn't.
Yeah, if we didn't have both sides of the business, both the for-profit and then on our community garage, we run it as a nonprofit, which means that we're a charitable, tax-deductible 501c3 status. So we don't pay, we don't have to pay taxes basically, but everything gets rolled back into it. So the way that we've got it all set up makes it a little bit more viable, but it's still, it's a difficult business to make work.
Yeah. It sounds like it. What have you guys done? It's been pretty cold. Has it been snowing out there yet?
We had a week or so of snow.
Which was weird because we usually don't get snow until like January, February, and we got pounded.
Yeah, it was like a good 12 inches, which is a lot for us.
Yeah, that is a lot for that particular part of the country. So I don't imagine a lot of motorcycle riding has been getting done in your neck of the woods.
Right, not at the moment. What you doing?
Fucking sit like an asshole.
All right. Sorry, technical difficulties here.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
This whole episode has been technical difficulties so far.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all right. So, are you guys working on anything cool? Like any projects? Any new? I don't know. Anything new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. Cory's finishing up a build that he's been working on since last winter.
Okay.
Finally got it back from paint, and we're about to. What are we doing?
Waiting on shit.
Oh yeah, waiting on
Finishing
more.
stuff.
Well, we're gonna do a fiberglass seat pan and then foam and upholster now, which sucks that we we made a seat pan and then now we're doing this process instead because it's gonna look better. Sucks that the bike is so pristinely painted and looks amazing, and now we're gonna have to very delicately do this process. Sorry, that's our motorcycle clock. It's
Wait, that's a clock? Like it goes off on the hour?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It makes motorcycle noises.
We moved.
Yeah, we did move this year. That's a big thing, I think.
That is big.
Yeah, so we just moved and we're still trying to sort out half of the building because it's empty at the moment. We're going to start getting into bike sales.
Oh.
So
That's the biggest project right now, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, like new bike sales or used bike?
Yeah, just used
Right.
stuff. I don't want to do like the franchise dealership thing.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to do Harleys anyway, but I don't want to be I basically want to fill the void between Craigslist and the dealership, if you will.
Yeah.
Offer some type of middle ground. So
Right. You don't want to be locked into having to come up with a stupid nickname for yourself.
Yeah.
That's
exactly correct.
Well, it's crazy. Like, it's even crazier than that. Like when you franchise those things. Now I don't know about other ones, but I do know about Harley. Like they have control over fucking everything to the point, like even what kind of light bulbs you use.
Really?
Yeah, like we had a dealership I worked at got fined and had to change out over 400 light bulbs in the showroom because they were not the kind of light bulbs that Harley Davidson wanted them to use. But they don't give a fuck how much you pay anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're not going to do that. We're going to do our own thing.
Yeah. I only brought up the stupid nickname thing because there was I went to a Harley dealership, I don't know, last year or something to test ride a motorcycle, and everybody there had some like retarded nickname.
Oh, the people that work there. Oh, weird.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who was making them do it, but it was clear from talking to one of them that he was forced to have a nickname. Like, the first salesman guy that walked up, I don't remember what his nickname was. It was like Dick Cheese or something. I don't know.
They're all like Spike and Snake.
One of them, this one dude, I don't remember what it was, but he just was like, "Hey man, I'm Dick Cheese, whatever, nice to meet you." Like, just went with it. And then the other guy later, like his name tag on his shirt said Fat Cat. And he's like, "What's up, dude? I'm Juan." And I looked at him, he's like, "I know."
Oh my gosh.
Sick. No, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I was like, what?
That's the other, like, that's probably something that dealership required. That is not a Harley requirement by any means.
Okay.
That's probably like they're trying to be edgy. They're like trying to figure out what the kids are into these days, which is fuck's sake. Harley's never gonna figure that shit out.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I rode while I was at AIM this past year. I rode the new Fat Bob, and it was the 114 motor.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it, except for when I was not moving.
Yeah. Super good.
Well, it wants to set your right leg on fire too.
Yeah, I've heard they run super hot.
Yeah. If you leave your leg up on the foot peg, I didn't feel anything. But as soon as I put my leg down, it was like the little vent holes in the exhaust shield that are just there to like look cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Release like a blast of heat, laser targeted, like right at your inner thigh.
Nice.
It's like I didn't need, any of that part of my pants anyway, or my skin or the bone beneath. Nah, just fuck it.
That's pretty cool. I'm glad they did.
But the ride was good. Like I enjoyed.
Yeah, I heard they ride all right. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit what Harley does. I'm not buying a new Harley. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
they can make a goddamn airplane, and I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Good job, guys.
Whoa. Yeah.
So whatever.
It'd probably be too heavy to fly, though.
It probably would. It would have a bunch of recalls. It wouldn't fucking be able to circulate oil properly.
Yeah.
The clutch would go out on it. I don't know. Do airplanes have clutches?
I don't know.
They do.
Yeah. Something that I did recently, motorcycle wise, in fact, like just 2 days ago, was I went to a wheelie school,
What?
and you're probably thinking, this sounds like the most like douchebag dude bro school in the world.
It's like California.
Same thing. But
So
yeah, so there's a school that's taught out here near San Diego, and they have 2 motorcycles. You're on a drag strip,
What kind of motorcycles?
speed triples,
How much was this class?
$500.
Are you fucking joking?
For just one day?
Yeah, it's all day.
We can do that in the front parking
We'll
lot.
just have Calvin teach it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
All
brilliant.
right, keep going. We're
So-
getting deep.
The guy that runs the school has a device that it's not like a straight up wheelie bar, you know, like it's not a wheel. It's wheelie bar like in that it prevents you from flipping over backwards,
Great.
but it's adjustable in its like range of motion.
Cool.
And some other stuff. So basically, they try to eliminate that particular fuck up
Yeah.
from the equation. And yeah, we spent all day. You know, they adjust it. Basically, the more consistent you are, the higher they let you bring the front wheel up, and you repeat that all day. It was a lot of fun. It was a surprising amount of fun.
What were the requirements for this class? Like for you as a rider? Just to
You had to, first of all, their website sucks. So you had to navigate their sucky website, and then pony up $500
yeah.
and have a license to ride a motorcycle.
Do you have to wear a bunch of gear?
They have helmets, gloves, and jackets for you to wear, which I have all my own crap, so I brought it. But you had to just basically be in, like you did not have to be in motorcycle specific pants.
Right.
You could just be in jeans, and you had to have over the ankle boots.
Dude, that's sick.
It was surprisingly fun, and the instructor, there was nothing like douchebaggy about it. Like it wasn't like a school for like, hold my beer, let me show you how much of a tard I can be.
Yeah.
It was like his whole kind of angle with it was using learning how to wheelie as a tool to become more familiar with your motorcycle.
Right.
And at the same time doing a fun, cool thing.
Are wheelies illegal in California?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know if they were teaching a class on how to do illegal stuff. That's even cooler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna start this drug dealing class. Like, it's gonna be basic math. We're just gonna use sugar, and we're gonna pretend like this is drugs, and I'm gonna show you how you can maximize profitability.
Yeah.
It's $500.
I like it. What kinds of people attended this class?
So I was probably the youngest one there at 33.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there was like me and one other guy were in our 30s. There were a couple guys in their 40s and a couple guys in their 50s.
Wow.
Dang.
That's really fun. I guess.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just thinking maybe younger kids they wouldn't pay $500. They'd just rock their motorcycles instead.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have a speed triple from the same generation that he's using.
Gotcha.
And I accidentally wheelied the hell out of that thing sometimes.
Yeah, that's what our buddy Calvin. He's a wheelie machine, and he used to have one. I think that's how he learned to wheelie was on that bike.
Yeah.
Now he's got a fucking bagger, and
Yeah.
he's like, it won't wheelie. It's bullshit. I'm like, we'll just put some fucking money into it, man. We'll make that bitch wheelie. Come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
Yeah, like this put a bigger motor in it, put some weight in the ass end.
He broke so many things on his Sportster,
Yeah.
wheeling, or actually mostly jumping.
Yeah, he jumped it a couple times too.
Oh well, I mean,
That's
it's a
a lot of
Sportster.
weight.
But he wheelie it with girls on the back too, so fucking like cracked his subframe and shit, and we welded that a couple times. And then he was like, I need some new shocks. So we got like some tall ass shocks. I think they were like 13, 15s. They were fucking huge, right? And he's a tall. And they weren't even like hella expensive shocks either. It wasn't like $1,200 Olin's or anything. This was like $400 Progressives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
But like, he showed up the next day after putting them on. He's like, I just did the most confident wheelie of my life with those fucking shocks. I'm like, imagine if you spent like some real money on shocks. You know what I mean? Look at what you got.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for. So since the last time I talked to you guys, I still have the Bonneville, which, you know, I'm sure someone of some level of skill could wheelie that thing, but I damn sure can't. But I have a KTM Super Duke GT.
Yeah.
And I came home and was just like looking at it in the garage going, I wonder how far we can get the front wheel up on you.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Not yet. I haven't ridden it yet since then. I'm surprisingly sore.
Yeah.
We figured out, somebody was doing the math on how many like wheelie attempts you get to make, because like we were using like the overrun area of the track. And if you make 2 attempts going down and 2 attempts coming back, it came out to like $2 per wheelie attempt. So you're doing like 200 to 300 attempts
a lot. Yeah.
to wheelie.
That's a good margin.
Yeah. And like my hands were so sore from like coming down over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And my thighs were really sore from gripping the tank super hard, so I didn't rack my nuts when I came down. When I got home and I was like changing, like, you know, taking off my motorcycle pants, I had like bruises on the inside of my thighs from like squeezing the tank.
That's awesome.
There was a couple times when I almost just destroyed myself.
Yeah.
On the tank.
Yeah. I can imagine. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna steal that idea, just so you know.
That's okay. I don't care.
Engine frame wheelie classes. Come on. We gotta find a drag strip.
We got one out front, sort of. Yeah, our new location is in a better area of the city. We've got a big parking lot. We've pretty much got a quarter mile out in front of the shop. So I think
there you go.
From one end to the other, make that happen.
I mean, this was like an 1/8 mile track, and we were just using the overrun. So
yeah.
And the neighborhood isn't so nice that I don't think we get too much flack from the man. You know what I mean?
Right.
The man likes to fuck with people. That's his job.
It's true. This course is taught on an Indian reservation.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So like even further from the reach of the man.
Right, smart.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Right. California boys got something figured out.
Right?
Oh.
The dude that teaches the class, it was like, he had like, raced semi, like, professionally for a little bit. He's one of those guys that like loves all aspects of motorcycling, like he likes to go out and ride dirt bikes, ride in the dunes out here. He was a stunt rider on a team for a little while. And he just really wanted, to kind of like, I guess, like share this thing, that he's learned how to do and like teach it to people. That one of the cool things about that wheelie bar is it like activated the rear brake if it got up too far.
Yeah.
And so like that was there was also an electronics thing built into it where it would cut power to the engine. And they had that set to activate before the rear brake. The rear brake was just sort of like a redundancy, but it was so like I'm sure the electronics thing was a pain in the ass to work out, but the rear brake activation thing was fairly simple.
Was it just wired into it just had another brake pedal basically into the line, into the hydraulics?
No, so there was a rod that went from the bar to basically the rear brake lever, like a cam that was built onto the rear brake lever. Yeah. So it would just pull it would pull your rear brake lever for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's slick.
Yeah, and the guy that was doing the course, he had used these bikes forever, and so he had really, really well dialed in, like watching and listening to someone and knowing like exactly where they went wrong, and kind of like even like so there are two bikes, and the one that I was on, he warned us kind of, he's like, hey, it has an issue where it runs hotter than the other one, so if you see the little temperature bar creep up too high, just like take it on a lap down and back without trying any wheelies, just get some airflow and cool it off a little bit. Well, I was on one of my runs. I came back. He's like, did you notice the clutch slipping? I was like, no. He's like, it sounds like the clutch is slipping, just a tiny bit. You mind if I take it out? So he takes it out, checks it, comes back. He's like, yeah, it's okay. It's all good. Keep going. But every time he would get on one of the bikes for something, he would basically ride back doing some ridiculous stunt. Like it was so clear that he was extremely comfortable. And like this dude's in shorts and a t-shirt, no helmet. And he's like standing up on the tank, riding back.
So you're gonna check out the clutch, and he's like riding on his head.
Yeah, basically. He's like, I
clutch is good. You're like, he just wanted to show off.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with that damn clutch.
Right? On the same bike, he had to change out the rear tire because it like a chunk came out of it at one point, and he basically had an extra wheel for a rear wheel for each of the bikes just waiting to go. And he was super fast with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, the advantage of the single-sided swing arm on the Speed Triple.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. Stunt
But it
riding.
was super cool class.
Stunt riding is pretty impressive, and as a career anyway. So.
It's gotten really popular in the Harley world.
Yeah.
Weird, yeah, with the dynos, and now dudes are starting to stunt the baggers too. And you're just like, I don't know. I don't really know when it started happening, but it's
Since Instagram,
yeah.
videos.
That's maybe it probably started to happen well before that, but that's when you start noticing. It's like,
yeah, just want to be an influencer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of it going on.
Yeah, whatever. It's a life.
Yeah.
We started
quit my 9-to-5 job and moved to LA so I could become an Instagram influencer.
Yeah. But yeah, we started a podcast just for that reason.
Speaking of influencing.
So tell us about your podcast. What is it called?
It's called Nar Talk. Nar.
With a G?
Nar.
Yes.
Okay.
Nar.
Like gnarly?
Yeah, dog. Like car talk, but gnarlier.
All right.
It started with the intention of being similar to car talk in the sense of like calling a mechanic and asking him questions about your motorcycle, about builds or issues or whatever. And it has since progressed into just
some of that. We still try to do some tech shit, but I'm just always wrong.
That's not true.
75% of the time I'm wrong. And I'm not saying that because I suck. I'm saying that because I don't really know what the fuck's going on. I'm just talking to some asshole on the phone, you know what I mean? So you're like,
right.
It's like, well, because like, well, this is what it's doing. And it's like, well, you can check this, this, and this. And then it's like, oh, it was my battery. Like, and you're like, well, why didn't you just check that first? I just skipped over that step entirely because I figured you would have just started there,
Right. It's like, I thought you weren't a dumbass, and apparently I was wrong.
So yeah, there's cool stuff like that. But no, it's fun. It's cool. We started, which I want to do, we're going to go record after this, but we started this cool segment that we did that's dealership reviews, where we read bad dealership reviews.
Oh, that sounds glorious.
Only done it once, but it was pretty goddamn funny. So
yeah,
I should probably try to dig some more up for tonight's episode.
Yeah, I know this is not dealership related, but have you read the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears reviews on Amazon?
Oh, there's a lot of like doo-doo. Like they give people diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's supposed to be really good.
Are they made with what's that
They're made without sugar.
Without sugar?
Yeah.
Like a sugar substitute.
Yeah, like it's. I don't think it's aspartame, but it's one of those.
Whatever it is, it gives people the spray butter.
Well, whatever it was that you were eating because you were on that keto diet. Xylitol, which is terrible for dogs.
I think it is xylitol.
Yeah, that does have an effect, but it also can kill your dog. So it can put your dog into a diabetic coma. So make sure your dogs don't eat sugar-free Haribo gummy bears.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely check that one out.
Yeah. I know there's another. So I don't know if you've heard of the show The Wheel Nerds. I don't remember if Chuck came and talked to you guys at AIM last year.
Maybe.
But Chuck, the podcast called The Wheel Nerds. Chuck is actually from where I live in San Diego. Even like the little suburb part of San Diego that I live in is where he's from. And he came and did the wheelie class with me. I had a point there, but I lost what it was. I was telling you that for some reason. Oh, on his show they do Craigslist Craigslist ads, like, and not like, yeah, I got my '96 CBR F2 up on Craigslist. It's like just the craziest shit. Like, I made a trike out of a water heater.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I love it. People are amazing. I love people.
Dude, so we're going to get into sales. So I went on my first run today to try to pick up a flip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I found the kid on, and this is going to get redundant because I'm probably going to tell this story again later, but since we're talking about it, whatever. But I found it on Facebook Marketplace, which I would recommend for everybody using that to buy because you can lurk out their profile. So you can kind of like figure out where they are in life, you know what I mean? And who they are and what they're into and all the things. So you can kind of do a little like, as opposed to Craigslist where you're just going into it blind and you're like, oh, this is some weird meth head tweaker.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable now that I'm here, you know? Yeah, he almost sold it just because he was like, cause I undercut it super hard, and he was like, I just don't want to deal with the people anymore. Like trying to, like emailing about the bike and messaging about the bike. I just don't want to deal with it anymore.
But you could look at him and see that he was a certain type of person. So you kind of had your sales pitch down before you went. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I knew that he probably didn't have a job. I knew that he was young. I knew that he was into Donald Trump and fishing. And I knew that he had he was like a young redneck kid. You know what I mean? It was probably his first bike. Mm-hmm. Like you can just get all that.
So you had your sales pitch down.
Yeah.
You knew like what to offer and how to.
Like he could really use the money.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like he seemed a little desperate. Like
it's because he hasn't taken your how to sell drugs course.
No, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Step 1, join Facebook Marketplace.
But he definitely the bike needed. It was funny because I was kind of trying to talk him out of it because after I realized I was going to be able to buy this bike for such a low price, I was still trying to add up all the work that it needed in order to sell it again. And I was like,
That's a tactic in and of itself, though. It's don't sell me this bike. You're not allowed to sell me this bike. It's not a good idea for you to sell me this bike, and then that makes them want to sell.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing. I was like, look, man, it's winter, 2 weeks before Christmas. You picked a really bad time to try to sell a motorcycle. Mm-hmm. I was like, ball is definitely in my court right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? I was like, you can say no. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was like, I just don't. I just kind of want. And you could see, he was like, he was going to do it. He's like, can you give me 10 minutes? And I walked away so he could talk to his brother. And I think his brother was like, just wait. He was like, wait until the spring.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
was he over there I don't know, man.
Yeah, I kind of need it right
now.
Dude,
he wanted to. He had the title in one hand, and he was ready to do it.
Yeah.
But it just needed a bunch of little shit,
Yeah.
What was it?
It was just a Sportster.
Okay.
Yeah.
02?
Yeah, it was a 02. It wasn't in bad shape. It just needed it needed a rear tire.
It was a paint shaker, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and the paint job was actually decent on it. I think like.
Well, I just mean because like it's the pre-rubber mounted engine Sportster.
Oh yeah, it's the good one. That's the good one. That's the one you want. You don't want a rubber mount. You can't do anything with those. Like the solid mount, you can hardtail them, and they still have the trap door for the transmission, so you don't have to split cases to pull the transmission out.
Oh.
Yeah, they're carbureted.
Yep. See, you do know some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple things.
Yeah.
Was it a 883 or a 1200?
It was a 1200.
Okay.
But it's one of like the best complaints he had about dealing with people was he was like, people always ask for more pictures, and I'm like, dog, you got one picture of it. Why don't you just post some more fucking pictures? You know what I mean? Like,
how hard is that? Like
this kid ain't that bright. You know what I mean? He's like, they all want more pictures. And I just kind of looked at him, and I was like, so. And I was thinking, so like, obviously that means more people hit him up about it. I was probably like the first dude that actually went out to look at it. But more people than I asked for more pictures. So like, wouldn't that be like, hey man, maybe I should post more pictures? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't put that together?
Right.
I mean, the quickest. But whatever.
But you knew all that going into it.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't that bright going into it.
Yeah, because you scoped him out in advance.
Exactly.
That's how I got the dresser that's in my room right now is on Facebook Marketplace. There's a guy that like flips furniture on there.
Nice.
And it's a totally decent dresser.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to put it together, which was a plus.
Even better, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have been at IKEA and I would have been sitting here with a little shitty Allen wrench.
Hate those things.
You guys have IKEA?
Yeah.
Sick. We don't. Our closest one is DC.
Yeah, the one in like Fairfax.
Yeah. You get the meatballs when you go?
Yeah.
Meatballs are sick.
That was that one in DC was my first IKEA.
My first IKEA was in fucking London. And so we were on tour and we like stayed with this kid. And I was like,
you went to IKEA and of all the places.
This is what I'm fucking getting to right now. We were like, yo, what's up with breakfast? Because when you're on tour, like you don't give a shit about anything else. We're like, where are we gonna eat? You know what I mean? He's like, we're going to IKEA. And I was like, we're going to what? He was like, we're gonna go to IKEA. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Except he didn't say that because he's from England or whatever. So. But
bollocks.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, mate, we're gonna go to IKEA. It'll be the bee's knees.
Yeah.
And they had like the spread, dude. They had the English breakfast with the fucking the bangers and
the beans and the tomato.
Yeah, dude, they had that like at the IKEA. So
wow.
Like tea and dried toast or something.
They had tea. They had tea. Don't drink the coffee in England.
Oh yeah, it's all like
it's all instant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
get the tea every time.
Yeah, they love themselves some Nescafe over there.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what they fuck with. It's gross. It's gross. I don't understand. That's why you just get the tea. They do tea well though. You know, if you're
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they didn't take over South America. They took over Asia, India, like Southern Asia, where there's tea.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, there was like a war about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why we have coffee.
Mm-hmm.
We had a party about it.
We did have a party.
Threw a whole bunch of tea away.
Yep.
We did.
Mad as shit about their tea. Take that shit seriously.
They did.
Yeah. One of the things, now we're like on this weird taxation without representation tangent, but I love that the license plates in DC say that on them.
Yeah. They don't know where they're at anymore. DC.
Yeah.
They got legal weed though.
Good for them.
Yeah. I heard that.
Recreational or medical?
Like
recreational.
Like in your house, like by yourself.
Like you can't sell it?
Like you're not allowed. Yeah.
So what?
You can't possess it either.
I've heard that what they do is you go buy like a $50 t-shirt and you get free weed.
Yeah.
That's how they sell it. You buy like a sticker, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like a sticker, $75, and it comes with a free bag of weed. I was like, oh, that's slick.
There's old places where you had to be like a member of a club to drink.
Right.
So you like buy $1 membership to the club.
I mean, you guys have had weed forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't even matter.
That's how California is so.
You guys don't
rich.
even know what it's like to
Right.
not have weed.
Yeah, that's how they made all their.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in the Navy, like I can't come anywhere near it.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, they've been doing the medicinal thing for a long time, and then like recreational was pretty recently legalized out here.
So no one's going to work anymore, or what?
Or they're just going to work high.
Yeah. I heard Colorado's like paving the streets with gold though, because they're making so much money with it.
Yeah.
What a concept! Why didn't we do this in the first place?
It's so fucking ridiculous too. Like you need to give hippies another reason to move to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Like every hippie kid I went to school with, you know, like way before they were going to legalize weed, was like, move to Colorado, bro. And you're like, of course you are. And then they were like, we're going to legalize weed. It's like you're just inviting them in now. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
It's a safe.
Maybe they're just corralling them all up. You know?
Maybe that's it. Maybe there's like a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Yeah.
Just get all
Get-
They love it.
Dr-
Just send them.
Yeah. They're draining all the other states of their blue,
Yeah, that's right.
concentrating them into Colorado and California
Conspiracy.
to, you know, like negate their voting power.
Totally, it's gerrymandering on a large scale.
Yeah.
Dude, that's heavy.
This is now a political podcast, everyone. We're going to talk about gerrymandering and using weed to attract liberals.
Gerrymander is such a cool word.
Yeah,
It is. I didn't even know what it meant for like the longest time.
I still don't really know what it means, but I'm fit to say it a lot.
I used the word espouse
Ooh,
like a couple of times recently. I don't know where my brain decided to like latch onto that word, but yeah, I used it once today. I checked out. I have to check out with like our command. When you check out of a command, you know, you're getting ready to transfer to a new one. You have to go talk to your commanding officer. They basically just want to like, hey, so what do you think we did right? How do you think we did wrong? It's been nice having you here, but you kind of suck. So we're glad to see you leave, or whatever they want to tell you. But yeah, I used the word espouse when I was like, well, you know, a lot of times the junior guys just kind of espouse the ideas of the guys that are senior to them, even if they don't really know like the reasons behind it. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, I just said espouse.
but you used it correctly, so that's something.
Yeah, but still, just like, did I just say espouse? God damn it, I am a pretentious dick sometimes.
I love on the, you know, when they do those, they'll go out and ask people on the street just questions about the news. The other day I heard something where they asked everybody to define collusion. Like, what is the definition of collusion? And basically people just recited, it means when you are talking to a foreign government about, you know, they just like tried to make sense of what they understood it to be in relation to the Trump conspiracy. So
yeah.
Very few people actually knew what collusion meant.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it means. I do feel like a gerrymander would be, I don't know, I'm trying to picture what it would be. Like if you went to buy one. You know what I mean? Like if it was a product, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably a car part. Or yeah, it might be.
Oh man, that's like when you try to like tell somebody they need like headlight fluid and a new gerrymander.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gerrymander's broken half. I don't think we can weld it as aluminum.
Yeah, your car's got a polycarbonate gerrymander. We're just gonna have to.
You just gotta replace that, bud.
Yep. Sorry, man.
That's pretty sick. It might be a kitchen utensil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a mander because you use it to mander the jerry. You know what I mean? Like you gotta.
Yeah. For those of you playing along at home that are like, what the hell are they talking about? Gerrymandering is the practice of redrawing congressional districts in order to manipulate the voting population within them.
Like, who the fuck came up with that word?
I know.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry and his buddy Mander.
Maybe there was a guy named Jerry Mander.
Yeah. The one that did it the first
And he's the one that did it. He was like, if we just redraw these districts, and they were like, don't do a gerrymander.
I'm looking it up now because I gotta know what in the hell, like where the word comes from.
Yeah, it starts with a G.
Yeah.
Did you know?
His name didn't.
He was Jerry. Jerry with a
He was
J.
Jerry, yeah. You got a manual to Jerry.
Man, I'm just. Oh wait, etymology. Here we go. Oh man, it is actually based off a guy whose last name was Jerry.
Ah,
Was used for the first time in the Boston Gazette, not to be confused with the original Boston Gazette, apparently. In 1812, created in reaction to a redrawing of Massachusetts state senate elections under Governor Elbridge Gerry.
no shit. That's
And they drew a district that was said to resemble the shape of a mythical salamander. So, gerrymander, a portmanteau of Elbridge Gerry's last name and salamander.
Jeez.
Wow.
Why are we still using it?
That's your English lesson for today, folks.
because it's a good word.
I could explain that the word portmanteau is in fact a portmanteau.
So what else is going on?
Yeah.
Well, Steve apparently has been trying to get into this hangout and failing miserably, which I think is funny. He would be here to probably ask questions that I may have already asked anyway, because he'd be joining in new. He might have a new thing to talk about motorcycle wise. Fun fact, not related to you guys. So Schuberth helmets have been they've been on sale. The C4 was like $400 off or something. So I went in to Cycle Gear to buy like a crappy helmet for just a spare like passenger helmet. And I did, but I also bought a Schuberth C4 because it was $400 off.
What's so good about it? Why is it so expensive? What's it do?
It doesn't do any gerrymandering for one. It's so the Schubert. It's one of their modulars. So the front, the whole face flips up.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they're kind of known to be like the pinnacle of modulars.
Protects your neck.
They're
It's supposed to, Tim.
yeah, they're also just like they're supposed to be really quiet, like a lot of wind tunnel testing, and they're made out of good components, I guess, stuff like that. They're expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you like it?
I've ridden with it like once, I think so. I also have an Arai, so I've got two very expensive helmets.
Yeah.
I paid full price for the Arai though, like an idiot. But so I bought it and then I took a picture of it while I was like working on something. I was like, "Hey Steve, check this out." I sent him a picture of it. It's silver. And he sends me back another picture like 2 seconds later. Exact same helmet, exact same color, sitting on the back of his bike. He's like, "Yeah, I got one too." It's just funny. Like neither of us are the kind of people that would usually buy a silver helmet.
Yeah.
But the one they had that fit was silver, so we both have one now, I guess.
Yay!
So how much was it? If it's $400.
$350.
That's an expensive ass helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally it's $750.
I can add.
Don't talk down to me.
I can math, motherfucker. I know how to math.
Yeah, my Arai was the same price.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a helmet.
Yeah.
I have a problem too because I have an HJC that fits my head pretty okay. That was like $95.
Yeah, that's what I got. I love it.
And then I have my Arai, which fits my head perfectly. But I didn't just buy the black one for the cheapest amount. I got like the Freddie Spencer race replica one because he was a fucking G, and so I wanted it, and I bought it. And that was like $730. And then I'm like walking into the store, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys sell Schuberth now?" They're like, "Yeah, they're also $400 off." I'm like, "God damn it! I'm gonna buy one," and I did.
Proud of you.
So I have like 3 helmets that fit my head, and a, passenger helmet that does not.
Right.
Yeah, did you just get smaller? What did you do? How did you choose the size on the passenger helmet?
I got a medium because my head is an extra large,
You got a big ass head.
and I was like, I'm not gonna. I mean, well, first of all, I have several helmets that fit me, so if my potential passenger has a giant noggin, I've got them covered.
Yeah, true.
Um,
Or two very small passengers can just share a helmet.
yeah. And then I assumed that the likelihood of the passenger being female is rather high, and women tend to have smaller heads than men.
That first statement was a little cocky there, bud.
Well, I mean, I get to control it. It's up to me whether or not they're a passenger.
Because there could be a big, strong guy that just forces you into, you're like, I'm your passenger now, motherfucker. Like,
then find your own helmet.
like, that's fine. You just don't get a helmet.
I have had a man on the back of my motorcycle, but he had his own helmet.
That's good.
And I brought it to him, and he was not expecting to be on the back of my motorcycle.
They usually don't. It's usually you're usually in some type of situation.
Well, the thing about this story, so it was my boss.
Oh.
And he had ridden his motorcycle to work one day and left his helmet, and then gotten a ride home with a friend, and then drove his truck the next day so that he could get his truck worked on by the auto shop that was like on the base. So he drives in and drops his truck off and then calls us and said, hey, can somebody come just like pick me up real quick and bring me over so that I, while my truck gets worked on, and then I'll ride my motorcycle home. And we were like, yeah, no problem. And I had ridden that day. So I grabbed his helmet and I ride over to the auto shop. As soon as he sees me coming in, he just like starts shaking his head and looking at the ground like, this son of a bitch.
That's perfect.
And I'm like, here you go. And I toss him his helmet. I'm like, hop on.
Like, hold on, bud.
Yep. So, yeah. So we rode together on my Bonneville back to the shop, and as we were pulling up, like one of the other guys that works with us like comes out and takes a picture of us together.
Of course. I love that.
Yeah.
That was a thought that I had because once we start doing used motorcycle sales, I was wondering if I should ride on the back of these bikes with these people, instead of taking like my own bike and riding along with them. Maybe that would just be an added incentive to ride on the back of these bikes to help try to sell them.
Yeah, you could get real like inappropriate too, like
that was the point.
Punch them in the nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be sketchy too, though.
Could be super sketchy.
That could be.
It's a joke. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Are you?
If it's a motorcycle, I'm down.
If they buy a motorcycle?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
She looks over. She's like,
you test ride the bike, the blonde will come with you.
Exactly.
They'll be like, oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
that might actually work. I mean,
dudes ain't the brightest,
What's that?
Dudes aren't the brightest.
No, we are not.
And then they'd say some shit like, well, just don't tell my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
That would.
Don't tell my wife.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know your wife.
You're like,
But
who's
the one that's going to make the decision about whether or not they're going to buy the bike.
True.
Yeah.
They got the leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'd be like, don't tell my wife. And you're like, who married you?
Yeah, really.
You got married? Huh. I'm just proud of you for finding one. Well, she's my cousin.
That's Missouri.
West Virginia.
Right.
That's West Virginia.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama,
Oh yeah, that's that song.
country roads.
Yeah, proud of you.
I got you. Fun thing I think I like to think about with West Virginia is, technically, according to the Constitution, they shouldn't have been allowed to split off and become their own state. But do we want them back?
Yeah.
No, Virginians do not want West Virginians back.
The mountains are pretty. And they got casinos, so that's cool.
They got what?
Casinos.
Oh. They also have really good roads, like good motorcycle roads.
Like mountain roads?
Yeah, like country roads,
Like
actually.
country roads?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you take them, they will take you home
If you live
to
there.
Virginia. the Commonwealth of Virginia, not the
Yeah, we're still
state of West Virginia,
That's right.
with its weird rebel flags.
Mhm.
Like, sir, do you not know that your state did not secede from the Union?
It's
I
heritage.
realize that a lot of ammunition was made for the South in West Virginia. That is beside the point. Your state was still a part of the Union, sir.
Really up on your history.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Did you go to AIM Expo last year? This year?
I did in Vegas. Yeah,
It was in Vegas.
it was. It's going back to Columbus next year.
Boring.
Yeah, they're in Columbus for like the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Was it cool? Or was
Say that
it
again.
was it cool or was it just like the same shit?
Yes to both. It was mostly the same shit, but I like some of that shit, so that was kind of fun. Plus, there's a handful of industry people that I only ever see at events like that, and so we kind of have this fun little reunion of like, oh, I haven't seen you in a year,
Yeah.
a little like excited girl moment.
Yeah.
Is everyone still in a state of panic because
Uh,
people aren't buying motorcycles?
yeah, kind of. There's definitely some panic. There were more strippers at the show, I think, probably because it was in Vegas.
Right.
And when I say that, I really only mean there was like one.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Which was more than last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a booth that had a pole with a
Right.
stripper in it, though, which made me laugh. The space was huge, which was really cool. Like the convention center they used was considerably larger than the one in Columbus, and their parking lot was so big they were able to do the like demo ride area was right in front of the convention center, so you didn't have to walk around like you did it in Columbus.
Uh,
But I did. Columbus is just pretty, like Vegas, not so much. Like
Yeah.
Harley's demo ride. So a lot of the brands do like a lead demo ride where they're like, we're gonna take you out. Honda did a whole like hour and a half ride,
Wow.
which meant not a lot of people got to ride Hondas because they weren't doing a lot of turnover.
yeah.
But they went all the way out to like Red Rocks and then rode this fun mountain road and then all the way back,
That's cool.
which was cool. Harley gave you a map, and this is not a lie. When I showed a friend of mine Harley's map with their route drawn on it, she thought the drawn on route was the border of the map. It was that boxy. Because they literally wanted you to drive in a rectangle around McCarran Airport.
Uh-huh.
So you were like, straight, hit a light, turn right. Until you are back to the convention center.
So, let's go. Just
Yeah.
come back.
However, it did, because they don't go with you, I didn't follow that route.
Right.
And I went back to my hotel and got my boots that I had forgotten because Harley didn't care. Technically, there were rules, like a blanket rules for all the demo rides where you have to have over the ankle boots, long pants, long sleeves, gloves, and a motorcycle helmet. But Harley didn't care about any of that, and except for the helmet, really.
Mhm.
And so I rode in like slip-on Vans, and I went and got my boots and put them on because I'd forgotten them.
Yeah.
And then I came back and was like, "Yay! Other brands will let me ride now."
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I heard
But
they
it was a good time.
Yeah, they stopped doing the reason that we went that one year is because we were invited to be a part of the, what do they call it? The
Custom culture corner.
Yeah.
So I heard that they stopped doing that.
They had an area that was similarly themed in like its look.
Right.
How like they were using like palettes and sort of thing for like the backdrop. But I don't know I don't think it was called the same thing.
Right.
It was called like Biker's Garage or something. I don't know.
Bob, what's his name?
Yeah.
He's not a part of it anymore.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of it was basically like the hipster corner.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Whatever, to each his own.
Yeah. It was a fun show though, you know. I met a whole bunch of people that I'd never met before that were cool. Like I don't know if you guys have heard of Misfits and Motorcycles or Motorcycles and Misfits
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I got to meet all of them. I thought that there's a guy on that show whose name is Knock. I thought it was a nickname, like Knock, like something your Pistons might do. It turns out he's just Asian. His name is Nak. Knock. I didn't know that because I'd never seen his name written anywhere. And they're like, yeah, Knock was there. And I was like, and then when he introduced himself and I saw his like, badge, I'm like, I didn't say it, but in my head, I'm like, oh, your name's actually Knock. It's not just like a funny nickname.
That's
Like,
pretty.
That's a good name.
like my name is not actually Crash, which I think everyone knows, but and so my name tag doesn't say that.
Yeah.
What would that heritage be if it was Crash?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know.
Swahili.
Oh, for sure. Totally.
Here.
So where can people find all the things that you're doing? So like Engine and Frame is where?
So we have engineandframe.com. We just started a parts website called engineandframeparts.com. Imagine that.
All right.
Yeah, we're on the Instagram at Engine and Frame. We're on Facebook at Engine and Frame. We're on the Twitter as Engine and Frame. And
Pinterest boards.
I think that's about it. Yeah, I feel like there's
Okay.
people out there that I don't use.
Email. Engine
What
Frame.
about the show? Where's the podcast?
Nartalk podcast on iTunes or anywhere you get your podcasts, really.
You can, and it's on the website too. You can listen to it on the website as well.
Is it on engineandframe.com?
Engineandframe.com. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if you guys had a nartalk.com or not.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
I feel like I'm holding it down pretty well with the multiple avenues otherwise. I don't know.
I mean,
Nartalk podcast.
pretty well on brand, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. The part.
Okay. Well, it was delightful having you guys on again. I will say, having met you guys in person, it is more fun to record together in person. By a good bit. If I'm ever out that way ever again, I'll definitely have to stop by. I mean, I have a bunch of friends in Virginia. All my family's moved out of there.
Yeah.
So I haven't been back to Virginia in 8 years.
It's probably a good chance we'll be in California before you're
Yeah, I
in
was going to say,
Virginia.
my brother lives in San Diego, so.
Oh, well, yeah. If you guys are out this way, by all means.
Yep.
I feel like that'll happen.
Together, and I have motorcycles, and so, a ride could happen.
Sure.
That'd be cool.
Sure.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, without further ado, I'm going to stop the recording device so that we can continue to talk shit about people if we want. No, I'm just kidding. I would talk shit about them here too. So you can find us in the usual places, caferacerpodcast.com, and just look for Cafe Racer Podcast on the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter. And I just want to thank all of our Patreon supporters that help make the show happen. And a little tease about a giveaway. Me and Steve have been kind of collecting, not on purpose, but collecting stuff from manufacturers over the last year or so, and with the intention of giving it away. And we're just going to give it all away in one big thing. So we're going to put up a contest on the website, and there will be many winners of many things, like Babes Ride Out socks, for example. They are my favorite socks. I'm not kidding. I have a pair, and I wear them all the time. They're really comfy, and they say "ride out" on the bottom, which means if you put them on the wrong feet and people see the bottom, they're like, "Why do your feet say out ride?" But they're really great socks, and hats and all kinds of crap. So that'll be happening soon. Stay tuned and get out and ride if it's not too terribly cold where you live.